Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moe, aka Swedish Whiskey Girl. Today we're here with quite a Christmassy whiskey, all the way from India. We are here with Paul John, which is an Indian whiskey company who I think they have their main kind of home place in Goa in India, which they have quite a tropical climate. They use Indian barley and for this expression, which is called I think it's called the Christmas Edition 2020. Yeah, and it's a single malt. It has whiskey that's been matured in ex-bourbon, Oloroso and virgin oak with a hint of peat. It is also non-chill filtered and sits at 46% ABV. And of course, a massive thank you to Chilton, who is their, I think it's the UK brand ambassador, but it could be Europe or global as well, I'm not really sure. Seems like a lovely person. I've never met him myself, but I've listened to some of his tastings. And I think, is this the first Paul John I'm reviewing? I haven't tried too many Indian whiskies from Paul John, or Indian whiskies at all. It's, Paul John specifically seems to be one of those brands that is very popular, becoming very popular as well. So if you like Paul John, please let me know in the comments below which one's your favourite. I am very excited to try it, and I think it retails for about £60 here in the UK. But let's have a look on the nose. The first thing that greets me is this freshly cut wood. Some cloves. But it's fresh wood, almost like pine needles. Bit of tropical mango. It's a lighter and fresher nose than I was expecting. It has a touch of kind of a charcoaled wood. Maybe a little bit of a honey note. But let's have a little taste. Sláinte Skål. It's quite a what's it called? Well blended ball of flavour. It's nothing really sticks out. Now on the finish I'm getting this kind of charcoaled, soft, slightly spicy bitter note. But the palate on first impression was quite gentle. It definitely has a spice to it, but it's like a wood spice. A touch of cloves. Quite an orange fruitiness, as in the colour orange, not necessarily oranges. A touch of fruitiness. When I breathe out through my nose, I get the peat. And the peat is slightly spicy, but gentle. I would say it's nothing really sticks out. Everything's just like swirling around to the point where it's almost tricky to take things out because it's so balanced that it's hard to see where one thing starts and the other thing ends. I think the woodiness is a really lovely element to it. It's quite mouth-watering. I think the touch of peat really brings out like a very robust groundwork. But by saying robust, I don't mean it's heavy or difficult. It's just like this is the groundwork, and then on top of it is everything that's swirling around. I think you get that bitterness that reminds me of the virgin oak, so maybe that's what the virgin oak is bringing. Not overly sweet. mean, it does have a sweetness, like lemonade sweetness. Because it almost has like a kind of lemon note to it as well, a little bit tart. What an interesting little one. It is interesting, and I like the concept of bottling a whiskey as a Christmas malt, even though it might just be a marketing thing to get you to buy it for Christmas. But I don't know, it's something that I like about having a Christmas whiskey. I know the Whisky Exchange do their Christmas malt, which this year was a 19-year-old, I think a single malt, and that looked stunning. And I love their packaging. I'm quite a sucker for that, but it's yeah, quite fun. I mean, if you have whiskies for all other occasions, why not one for Christmas as well? And the nose is still that freshly cut grass, and almost like pine needles. And I promise it's not just my Christmas tree that is giving up all the aromas. It is, like I said, it's almost tricky to take something out, because it's just this kind of, if you draw a line, some whiskies are like you get these little peaks, or yeah, little peaks of it, but this one just has a steady line where it's just things that kind of swirl around it, if that makes sense. Quite soft, quite gentle. Comparing it to other whiskies that I've tried that have been hot climate, I think this is one of the milder ones. A little bit spicy, but it's quite soft and gentle spice. Then you don't have that same heaviness to this one as I've found in some other like tropical climate whiskies, which is interesting. I mean, I'd love to hear what you think of Paul John. Do you have a favourite? Do you have any recommendations for me? Where should I move on to after trying this? Yeah, please put it in the comments here below. And of course, if you want to support the channel and me, I would be absolutely over the moon if you consider using my affiliate links the next time you're shopping with either Master Malt, the Whisky Exchange, or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. All those links are in the little section here below, as well as a link to my Patreon, if you would like to support me that way. I am doing some Patreon picks videos coming up soon, which I'm very excited about, just putting the list together where my patrons get to pick a whiskey, and then I'll dedicate that review to them. So I hope you're excited about that one. As always, I do want to say a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. I'm so grateful you want to continue to follow me on this whiskey journey. But I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day. Sláinte Skål!